All right, take two. Hi, everybody.
Does it work now?
In case you missed everything that I said before, it was all fantastic and very, very enlightening. So, hi, everybody. Welcome to the Gearbox official stream. I am Elisa, your Gearbox new media manager, and I am here very excited to hang out with a couple of the folks that are helping to bring Borderlands 2 to VR. And when can we expect that?
It comes out tomorrow or at midnight tonight.
All right, midnight tonight. So Borderlands 2 VR is incredible. By the way, actually, before we do anything else, please introduce yourselves to the folks and let them know what it is that you did on BL2 VR.
Sure. My name is Mario Rodriguez, and I'm the producer on Borderlands 2 VR.
I'm Jacob Lavender, and I'm the lead designer on Borderlands 2 VR.
Great. And also, he is not currently mic'd, but he is probably one of the most important people here on set. We have Brett Hellier, who is going to be our driver in Borderlands 2 VR today. Brett Hellier, also known as Brett Hell Yeah, to the folks at home. He's going to be giving us an awesome tour of Pandora. So what we're going to do is I think we're just going to start talking about it and just jump right in and show off the game, right? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So actually, who are we playing as right now?
We got Salvador? Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it's Salvador. I think we should use the move controllers because Salvador is better with those.
Oh,
yeah, that'll be quite a
toads.
bit more fun.
Yeah, we're going to see that.
Great. So he was starting off with the DualShock, but you can also use the move controllers.
Yeah, and yeah, it works right away. You just push a button and it switches right over to the move controllers.
Cool, fantastic.
Switch.
Oh. Ooh la la. Let's have a look at your hands. Nice. Very cool. So, what did it sort of take to kind of like basically bring Borderlands 2 to this VR setting?
So, you know, we've done a lot of work on Borderlands 2 VR. We play the game, and you know, when we first were kind of prototyping this, we felt that you know, this could be something that could work, and so we got a programmer to just put it on in VR and see what happens. You couldn't move, you couldn't do anything in VR. All you could do is just stand in the environment, and we said, yeah, we got to do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically how it all started.
Keep me warm there, Brett. That's great.
Yeah.
Nice. That's really, really cool. So it comes out tomorrow. That is December 14th, whenever that is for you. I also want to kind of shout out to any folks that might be journeying into VR for the first time that it comes out. It's available for PlayStation VR. I think there's still time to pre-order, technically?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're here in the U.S. and other parts of the world, you have until midnight, and there's a little something special for those that do.
That's right.
Yeah,
I think if you pre-order, you get a really cool PS4 dynamic theme.
And it's
It's
awesome.
on mine and Nomad.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Do it for the theme, y'all. Do it for the theme. Let's get into it. Let's shoot some stuff, Sal.
Step off, Vault Hunter. This is between the Bloodshots and the Firehawk. Once my boys bring his ass back to me, he's gonna pay for every bloodshot he killed. We're gonna string him up from his own freaking intestines.
Right now.
Well, that was needlessly graphic.
Brett does a great job of showing off this game.
So, obviously, a lot of folks here in the chat are super excited, and a lot of folks are, you know, are already
One of these pendejos!
Melee attack or the perfect headshot, whatever you want to do, and it really empowers players to be the most badass ball hunter they've ever been. Another thing that we added was teleporting, so you can see him using direct movement and teleporting. We have both of those features in there, and there are a lot of different ways that you can cycle through those. But as a default we wanted teleport to be something that people can use for movement, and also as a part of their arsenal, as a way to move around that makes them more badass. Get to that spot behind the enemy, get to that ledge that you weren't able to get to before, and really see Pandora from a different perspective. Spider ants are a lot easier when they're slow. It's awesome to watch the effects in slow motion.
Yeah.
It's kind of like getting to peek behind the curtain a little bit.
Yep.
See the development side of things by seeing it all in slow motion.
And also, we're playing as Sal right now, but if you folks in the chat have any suggestions as to other characters you might want to see during this stream, definitely let us know, and we'll see if we can like switch to other characters so you can show off the full majesty and splendor here.
So there's this black vignette that's around the screen right now. That's something that we've added in as a comfort option. He's actually aiming down sights right now, and for one, when you're aiming down sights, it gives you that kind of sense of kind of homing in and really looking at the part that's important on the screen. But it's also there as a comfort option when you move quickly throughout the game. By default, this is on, and it's a way to make players more comfortable as they navigate Pandora. What this does is it actually blocks out a bit of the periphery so that you're more comfortable and you don't feel that sort of vection feeling that some VR games might be able to give you. Yeah. You can turn these off, you can turn them on, and we have all sorts of options for that.
Actually, do we want to maybe show off some of those options? And Mario, you can speak to some of those as well. Those are near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, let's do it. So, you know, with this game, we wanted to make sure that we provided the most comfortable experience that we could. And so we have a lot of options available to you. Some of these include, you know, the vignette tunnel vision is what we call it, which you can change those options as well. We have, you know, there's melee sensitivity, player height offset. There's a lot of options there for comfort. And we also have options available for movement. So, Brett, you want to go on to those options as well? So we have those there. Like we've said before, we have options with walk and teleport. They're available on both the Move controllers as well as the DualShock. We have, you know, movement speeds that you can turn on or turn to normal or fast. We have lefty swap, which allows for people who are left-handed to play the game as well. And things like snap rotation, which we allow all the way from 0 to 90 degrees and 180.
Yeah, and 180.
Yeah, so you can change those settings as much as you like so that you can customize your experience to be as comfortable as possible for you.
Yeah.
Brett, set those however you like them.
Yeah, we want to make it comfortable for you, specifically, since you're the person.
That's good?
Okay.
All right.
Good. Yeah, this is actually pretty good because I'm relatively new to VR, and it's nice to know that there are kind of ways that I can, you know, because at first I was like, oh, I don't know if I can handle VR, but it's nice to know that there are options.
Yeah, we wanted to give players who've never played VR before, or even BL2 before, the best tutorial that they can get. I personally think it's a great intro game to VR because it has a lot of content, a lot to do, and we do have those comfort options for everybody who is just not used to it. It's a different way of moving, a different way of navigating in a video game that most players might not have had before.
Actually, we have a lot of folks in chat, especially since I asked about things like characters and all that stuff and sort of requests. There's lots of folks that are piping up in chat both on Twitch and Mixer, specifically about what is included in this game, you know, core experience versus, say, DLC?
Yeah, so, you know, ever since we announced the game, we've seen a lot of people who are super excited about this game. And, you know, we know that there are people whose favorite characters are Krieg and Gage, and we know that the excitement is out there. And we love it. We've been reading, we've been listening to all of that, and so what we can say now is that we're looking into it, and not just DLC, but also a lot of people are very excited about aim controller.
Oh.
So we're looking into that, and you know, multi-platform going into PC. We're also looking into that. So.
All right, wanted to call out Lime is Fruit for that question about availability on PC. So.
Yep. we're looking into it.
There you go.
I was extremely humbled, and the rest of the dev team was too, to see such an outcry for, hey, we want more of this game. Not only do we want BL2 VR, not only do we want to get this experience, but we want more of it. And the dev team, we just want to say thank you to all of those people who've put out those cries of just, things that you want in the game.
Yeah, and definitely keep letting us know. Oh, yes. Yes. Ash, I don't think that, like, BAMF time would ever get old in this scenario.
It's so cool.
Fantastic.
And another thing
we're gonna make this one.
Go! No, I believe in you!
You can do it. You can do it.
Brett!
Oh,
yeah.
So, perfect time. We've also revised the
one of those comfort options.
Yeah, the visual effects when you die as well, because in the original game there was this tunnel when you die, and when we tried it in VR, that caused a little bit of concern for some people. So we did a new effect for that as well.
Let's see. Not to throw a wrench in the spokes, but there are folks that are very interested in what the experience is like with, say, like a sniper rifle.
Hey, Brett, do you have anything with a scope or a sniper?
The shotgun.
Ow!
So that's a gun.
It's cool.
Oh, there you go. Also, that kind of menu looks dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, we adapted this menu. It's been completely overhauled since BL2 so that you can drag and drop and it just works in VR. We wanted this to be a very seamless experience because a lot of time in Borderlands 2 can be spent in the menus, navigating your gear, looking at what you've got, and we wanted that to be really easy to use with motion controllers and with the DualShock.
Oh yeah, look at that weapon wheel right there. That's pretty cool.
Well, that was actually something that we added just for this as well. That was another feature that we put in. The weapon wheel is a way to quick swap between these weapons, and you just hold down the weapon wheel and then drag to the side that you want that weapon. It's one button, and then you can actually swap between all of your weapons.
Get your revenge, Brett!
Wow.
Nice.
I think you got him.
Gotta forget.
Seeing how massive some of these effects are in VR can be really awesome. Just the immersion of it, and oh yes, that's great.
And we actually have a question from a person68 in the Twitch chat, specifically asking about like how does melee work?
Oh, that is awesome with the move controllers.
Yeah?
You actually just use the motion and hit something.
You just whack them.
You just whack them. And not only can you do that for enemies, but you can also open chests or even talk to NPCs. So you just whack them and they start talking to you.
Huh.
It's like a high five or a punch in the face.
Okay. Okay, you're giving people high fives, is what?
Yeah,
yes.
It's high five.
Yes.
Depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Actually, what would be a really cool way of showing that off is maybe somebody with, I don't know, like, do we have anybody that uses some sort of like a sword type apparatus?
Oh yeah.
That might be fun.
Let's show off some Zero.
I think we might have some Zero fans in the chat. I have a feeling. How many of them? I'm going to switch over to a Zero real quick, just to show off another thing, especially because in this specific section, we also kind of start off with vehicles, which is something that I was really curious about, like how is driving going to look in VR?
So right now he's actually headed over to Bloodshot Stronghold. He's going to take on Bad Maw. But to get there, he has to get in a vehicle so we can show off what that's like. So you can see that it's in first person.
Yeah, this is the first for Borderlands, so it was kind of fun implementing this and getting through tests and making sure that we made something that was comfortable in VR as well.
And you can see he's got that tunnel vision coming on, which is another thing that can really help with being able to navigate with the vehicle.
Yeah, and if you're an experienced VR player and you don't really want any of those options, you can just turn them off.
Brett
got him.
Brett, the real MVP
Hit him
over
with
here.
your sword.
vehicle again?
So it's really subtle, but if you notice right there, his teleport actually got extra distance on it.
Okay.
Because when he wasn't in combat, when his shield was full, we gave an extended length to how far teleport could go. Because navigating some of these long distances with teleport can be more fun and a little bit easier if you have a longer teleport. It's just kind of one of those subtle things that we put in so that players who, when they're traveling all the way across the dust, it's quite a bit more convenient.
We're gonna grab another ride, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. I apologize. Catch a ride.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Car.
Yeah, and so as you can see here in the vehicle, so he's driving.
So you're figuring out where he's going to go. Okay,
Yeah.
putting a waypoint.
Sweet.
With that, you can also just drag the map using the move controllers.
Right.
And here, as you can see, he's also, with his head, he's using that to aim around and use a turret to shoot. So he's the driver and also controlling the turret.
I love how Dino Cutie Butt in the chat is giving people like tips to sort of handle VR. Like, hey, make sure that you take breaks and get some fresh air and don't eat too much and make sure you're well hydrated and all that stuff. I have a feeling that I would spend like a lot of time.
I have seen that some people are looking forward to it and spending a long time in.
Ooh, question from Jane30E. Does the player aim? Is it aim assisted? Is it like an auto lock kind of thing? How does that work?
So with motion controllers, you just point and shoot exactly like you would expect, the most intuitive way. And the reticle, we've done some work with that so that it's actually in the world now. And it moves in and out with you so that it feels as if you're aiming directly at the enemy that you want to shoot.
Nice.
He also had the scope out a little bit ago, which is a very similar way of doing it as well. Makes it a little bit easier for getting off those headshots. Bad Maw. And his Merry Midgets. If you're using the DualShock, it's aim with your head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's head aim. And it takes about 10 minutes to get used to it, but then after that, it feels really nice. I found that a lot of people were pleasantly surprised with how good it feels to aim with your head.
And so right now, his movement options, he's using the hybrid, which is what we call it. So he's able to move like he normally would in the game, but also teleport at the same time. And even with that teleport, you can change it to a blink, and so your screen, kind of would go black and teleport you into that spot, or do what he's doing now. So we also provide those kinds of options.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool though, because it's like if you can sort of, kind of practice enough, you can kind of mix teleporting and BAMF together to like put yourself in like the optimal point. That's really freaking cool. Also, I noticed that along the way he's getting challenge progress, so challenges are still a thing in Borderlands 2 VR.
They are. We've adapted the whole experience to VR and single player.
Yeah, it's the entire base game.
Savdes14 asks, would you recommend standing while playing or sitting?
That's really up to the player.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Yeah, I mean, we provide both things. I mean, our testers have done both of them. And it also, just depends on what your preferred control option is, too. A lot of people that play with DualShock play sitting down. A lot of people that play with moves play standing up. But you can definitely do, the opposite or, a mixture of that. So
that's also what we have the player height offset for. For one, if you're just really tall or really short, it might be better to move that back and forth. But it's also really great when you're sitting down if you want to feel as if you're standing up. All the characters are actually scaled to exactly their height. So he's playing Zero right now, so he's going to be quite a bit taller than if he was playing Salvador. So you get a little different perspective on the world, and that can be really interesting.
Pretty cool. Also, speaking of challenges, if memory serves, there might be something specific to VR in terms of an achievement potential?
Yeah, so we have a new trophy. And with that trophy, you have to kill, I believe it's 5 enemies with 1 use of BAMF time.
Right.
Okay.
So,
All right,
you gotta
Brett, you heard
strategically
that.
use that.
Yeah.
Brett, if we can get that during the stream, that would be fantastic. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
It is a challenge.
Yeah.
That's why they call it a
difficult.
challenge. That's why they give you a trophy for it. So there you go, achievement hunters, just in case.
Oh, nice. It never gets old. It never gets old.
When we added that pushback to BAMF time, it just made it so much cooler. So.
Yeah, it really found its spot in the game. All right.
Yes! That's just dope.
One of the things that kind of gets lost is a bit of the depth when you're not in VR. But we actually had to put the UI and all of the HUD into the world, so that's why you see the screens kind of in the world. It's a little bit different than it is in BL2. It's a completely new system. We put a lot of effort into it and making it feel right. But when you're playing, you can feel and see the different levels that the UI is on, the different levels that the HUD is. And certain parts of it are further back and certain parts of it are closer. And it's really, really neat to see this when you're playing through.
Also, just wanted to call out, I know that happened like 30 seconds ago, but the way that you handled that psycho was like so choice.
So what do you guys think about showing some Maya gameplay?
Yeah, it's true. Oh,
Yes.
that was a nice execute, though.
Personally, please, because I am a Maya main, so I'm very excited to see how all of this works. Especially, kind of curious about a sort of like BAMF phase lock kind of combination.
Yeah, we are showing that off.
That's, yeah, because that is dope. It's like, yeah, all of these other characters are cool. I'm just here for Maya, personally.
So, with Maya, one of the things that we found is a lot of players go for cloud kill, and they go into the far right tree. And sometimes the harmony tree can get left out.
Mm-hmm.
What we wanted to do was see if we could kind of revamp that for BL2 VR. So we took this res ability that it's not really useful in our game, and we changed that up, and we now call it empathy. So what empathy does is it takes a portion of your health to deal damage to the enemy, but as a trade-off, so phase lock will now cost health, but to do damage. But as a trade-off, when you're in BAMF time, you gain double health back. So life steal, any source from gaining health is now doubled. And you get this sort of mage-like feeling where when you phase lock somebody, you're dealing a bunch of damage to them, you nuke them immediately, just like he did right there. It's awesome. And then he took some other talents that give him health back. So his health is popping down and going back up, and it doesn't affect the shield at all.
Yeah. Actually, really quick, while you're in the clear, can we actually like look at what that skill tree looks like
Yeah, let's do that.
before those invisible
Look up a little bit.
assholes come back?
So any of the BAMF revamped skills have a new background to them as a little stopwatch. And so that's how you'll know that that skill had some new BAMF abilities or BAMF modifications.
Yeah, so there's empathy. So he has subsequence and empathy, so that whenever he actually nukes somebody with phase lock, it's going to bounce whenever that enemy dies to another person and nuke them. If you get a lot of enemies low on health, you make that thing bounce a lot.
And this is, I think, especially one of my favorite parts to kind of show this
Oh, yeah.
off, just because stalkers are such a pain in the ass.
Oh, look at all those transfusions. Yeah, that's one of the goals that we wanted to have with BL2 VR was to kind of create some new builds for people to play. You've already played through BL2, you've already had your builds, and you've found your guns. You know what the best thing is to do, but now when you get into BL2 VR, it's different. And you can have some new builds and some new ways to play, a different way of approaching combat encounters because of BAMF time, because of teleport, and because of these new talents.
Yeah, and all 4 characters get some new BAMF modified skills.
Right. It's kind of like experiencing my favorite game again for the first time. It's cool.
Again, for the first time. Right. Let's see. So, how do you feel, Brett? You want to maybe like switch over to back over and show off some of the DualShock?
Sure.
Yeah. Also, nice shout out to Moxie's Bad Touch, one of my favorite guns.
And again, just how he switched to the move controllers with the DualShock. You just grab the DualShock, push a button, and now you're in DualShock mode.
Ta-da!
Yeah, it's really great.
Nice.
Especially if you plan to play for a long period of time,
Yeah.
right?
We see a lot of more experienced Borderlands players kind of use the DualShock because they're more used to using
Right.
that controller.
That makes sense.
And so they can do that, and it's available. But yeah, we provided both options for that.
Yes.
Oh, that's so much easier.
Thank you.
BAMF has its very
like-
cool moments.
It's like playing Maya, you know, I literally I'm running through a kind of BL2 playthrough again myself, and like we just did wildlife preservation. And the combination sometimes of like rack, stalkers, skags, all at once, it's nice because you have phase lock for that crowd control, but that BAMF is just chef's kiss. It's so good. Ooh, that's an interesting question from Ghoulish Gamer. Can you still nade and rocket jump?
No, you can't. Not in BL2 VR. So I know that that's a fun part of BL2, but one of the things we wanted in this was to make it the most comfortable experience that a player could have in VR. And so we took out all of the knockback and all of the screen shake effects. So although that is a fun portion of the game, one of the cool things you can do now is you can teleport to these areas that you used to be that used to be much more difficult to get to. You might have to do a rocket jump to get there. But sometimes when you do these sort of things and you start exploring on kind of the fringes, you can get stuck. Because Borderlands 2 wasn't made to use teleport, right?
Right.
This is something we added.
Uh-huh.
So one of the other features we did was we actually added in this thing called Respawn Me. Brett, do you have Respawn Me available? Cool. So right there on the main menu, or right there on the pause menu, as soon as you pause, you'll see a thing called Respawn Me. And what it does is it just takes you back to the respawn station. And that way, if you ever get stuck because of your wild explorations of Pandora, you can get back out of it.
Very cool. Very useful too. We have some requests in the chat to just throw a grenade out there. See what that's like. We have some fans of.
I think he's been using Singularity. Oh, he's using Jump now. So that was a very requested feature as well.
We didn't take jump out. It's
Jump's
Did
still
not
there, guys.
Jump. You can still jump, y'all.
Yeah.
Great news.
Oh yeah, some Singularity grenades.
Nice.
So we have a question in chat. Can you still run from...
Can you still run?
So we do have direct movement in the game. You can do teleport and you can do direct movement. I think what he's asking about is sprint.
Ah.
Yes.
So that was another one of the comfort things that we had to take out. However, everybody, we added this thing in the options menu to let you run at sprint speed the entire game.
Oh, okay.
So if it's speed that you're worried about, you can get it. Just go into that options menu, turn up your move speed. But changes in speed can be disorienting. So it was one of the things that we actually did end up removing from the game. However, we've given it as a constant speed upgrade.
Right. And also a question about Respawn Me is whether it costs you money at the new U station to use it.
It does. It is a full respawn.
Woo.
Yeah. Use it wisely. If you're going to go exploring, just beware, you might die. So, Pandora's a difficult place.
All right, Brett, what do you think? You think we can get that? Think we can get that trophy? No, you know, it's an optional objective for the stream, but if you can pull it off, that would look really dope. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I also want to comment here that he's doing a lot of snap turning. So this is a feature that's really common in VR games, and we do have it in Borderlands 2 as well. But another thing that we have is gradual turn. So that if you just want to be able to turn like you did in BL2 or in any other game, that's still available to you. We have options for almost anything that you can think of that you're like, hey, I really want this.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that we provided as many options as we could.
Yeah.
And also for PSVR, as you might have seen it for a few short seconds, but we also have the PlayStation camera icon show up whenever you're looking away from it. And so it'll tell you to look in a certain direction so that you make sure that the PlayStation camera is always in front of you. Because that's the most ideal way that it tracks everything.
Nice, Sean.
Nice. Brett, it's like you've played this before, my dude.
You might have played it a little bit.
A hair, just a smidge, a tad.
Oh, he's using that advanced strategy with empathy that we enjoy. So he's actually turning on BAMF time as the transfusion healing gets to him. So he'll phase lock with empathy to do the damage to himself and to the enemy. But then as it's coming to him, he'll turn on BAMF time for that double healing when he gets it back.
Stay still.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this.
Nice.
But not 5 enemies good.
They're not spawning.
Stop making excuses, Brett, and deliver.
That's fair.
Cool. Well, do we have any more questions in the
Let's
chat?
see.
Yeah.
Our tech, Sean, is actually trying to feed him some pro strats right now in order to make this happen. I know. I think you hop down and run around a little bit. I think you're good.
Bunch of skags and stuff.
I think one more thing to address for folks that might have come in late. We are getting a lot of questions about not just things like DLC, but also things like hey, it's Borderlands. People are going to ask about co-op.
Well, there is no co-op in Borderlands 2 VR. We wanted to focus on the best single-player experience that we could give. BL2 is still available. It's still something that you can go play. We're not trying to replace it. This is a new, different experience. It's a different way to play the game. It's also a lot of fun and immersive as well. But it's just not something that we felt like fit with what our vision was for this one.
Right. That makes sense. Nice.
Not 5 enemies, nice.
It's fine. I don't know. You're putting in good work there, Brett. Careful.
Any more questions?
Oh, yes, from Shebees25. I don't know why I have to say all of the usernames so dramatically, but it's that one was deserving of it. What about translating characters over from a previous save from Handsome Collection?
Well, once again, this game has really been adapted quite a bit. And it's one of those things that it doesn't work. The saves are going to be different. We have different challenges in here. There's the new trophy. Its skills are different.
Yeah.
It's not something that we're able to transfer over. However, I really encourage you to play the tutorial as well, because we teach you how to play it in VR.
And that's all new.
That's all new.
Yeah, that tutorial
the tutorial's definitely new.
Created a new tutorial just for
just for VR. That's nice. Get him.
Oh.
Oh.
Stop.
Tannis. One of the things that was really fun in development was as soon as we got BAMF time and we slowed down time, we got to hear how everything was slowed down, even dialogue.
Oh.
And so hearing some of these voices and the enemies' screeches that they can have in slow-mo is, oh, it's fun.
Yeah, we encourage you to use the Bane
Yes.
with BAMF time.
Yes.
So if you get this game, please do that. It's,
All right.
it's awesome.
If any of y'all are planning on streaming this, I want to see a clip of you using the Bane during BAMF time. I just really want to encourage that as much as possible. Ritsu15 asks, are there any new Easter eggs?
Not in this version. We wanted to make sure that even the Easter eggs that were in Borderlands 2 were still intact, so we kept it as that.
Okay. There you go. Oh yeah, and now people are suggesting not just the Bane, but say, what would Mr. Torg sound like during BAMF?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. You know, when we first were implementing this, it happened by accident. So we used BAMF time, and we heard the VO kind of being slowed down as well. Mm-hmm. And we said, oh man, we got to make sure this stays in the game. So yeah, we did that, and it worked.
Yeah, we had to decide what was going to get slowed down because we didn't want the player to be slowed down because you got to be a badass when you're in BAMF time. Mm-hmm. But definitely dialogue was one of those kind of sweet surprises that we found.
And some people are like, no, fix it. And they're like, no, actually, this is just funny. It's just good. Let's see. Oh, that's actually a good question. Are there any ways to make BAMF time last longer?
Well, there are. So the talents actually give you ways to either recharge it faster, make it last longer, make you move faster during it. There are a lot of different ways that the talents can change the way that you view BAMF time as you progress through the game. In addition to that, though, every time you kill an enemy while BAMF time is active, you get 2 seconds back. So you start to get this sort of chain where you kill one enemy while you're in BAMF time, which gives you a little bit more time to be able to kill the next enemy in BAMF time, and the next, and the next, and the next. So getting that 5 enemy streak can be a little bit more possible when you kill them in a chain.
Oh, you were so close.
Oh.
Is that 4?
Oh.
It's a challenge.
Yeah. All right, everybody, send us your clips showing Brett.
Well,
I mean, you're doing great, though.
yeah. Well, I think we showed a lot today, and we look forward to seeing all these clips from people.
Yes, definitely. I don't know, Brett, how are you feeling?
Pretty good.
You feeling like a BAMF over there?
Oh, always.
Also, holler. But by the way, shout out to the auto pickup for ammo and money.
Yep, that's new.
Yeah.
We just point that out. That's just nice. That is just nice. All right. I don't know about you. I'm personally getting ready to go and play some of this. I'm about to rip the headset off of Brett and just get up in there. So, folks, Brett, could you do us a quick favor? And can you wave to the people and say hi?
Hi.
Say hi and bye. Perfect.
All right. Brett, do it one more time.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. A nice, beautiful wave. So here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
I'm excited. I know we're all excited. I hope everybody out there is excited and is looking forward to picking this up. I have a feeling that there are gonna be some really, really cool moments. I can't wait to see people stream it as well. So let's give one more shout out to when it is that people can grab Borderlands 2 VR, where, and what you want the folks to take away from this experience.
Sure. So Borderlands 2 VR comes out December 14th, wherever you are. And if you're still here, if you're here in the US, you still have some time to pre-order and get that sweet PS4 theme. That comes out digitally, as well as a bundle. A PSVR bundle. So
that bundle is great.
If you go out to the stores, you'll find the Borderlands 2 VR and Beat Saber bundle.
Yes.
Which we're so excited about. Those, Beat Saber's an awesome game.
Yeah, I hear
so
that
much fun.
game is absolutely amazing. And I think it's a great kind of mix of games for anybody, especially that might be potentially new to VR. I think that's a really cool mix of games. I'm so excited.
And so, yeah, get that tonight at midnight or tomorrow when you can.
There you go. So Borderlands 2 VR comes out tomorrow. So enjoy your weekend. Snatch up that bundle. You can pre-order now. Grab that PS4 dynamic theme. On behalf of Mario, Jacob, and good old Brett,
he's still going.
he's still playing.
He's just still playing.
He's still playing. You didn't tell me to stop. I mean, you can keep going. You're fine. I just want to say thank you so much for joining us, all of you out there on Twitch and Mixer. As always, if you have any more questions for us, feel free to follow us on our social channels at Gearbox Official and let us know what you think, let us know what you want to see, and let us know how you are enjoying Borderlands 2 VR when it comes out tomorrow. On behalf of everybody here at Gearbox, thank you so much.
See ya.
See ya.